I got to introduce Quincy just really briefly as the guy that helped me really get the big picture, right? Because when we have to talk about what we're about to enter here with the road to smart markets, it comes down to the big picture of the technology, not the small picture. And I really do hope that in this presentation, everybody can go ahead and get a better idea of what it is to be able to transition industries forward. And I think that Quincy's presentation today will do a great job to help illustrate new business models, new ideas, and we'll do our best to be able to some key can help you move your entire initiatives forward of how these protocols can actually help them facilitate the trade finance based upon the new legalities and regulations that are being enforced, whether it's UK law or it's, you know, the model law that's being kind of implemented on the United Nations side. I think that these are the reasons why these protocols will finally be able to come into play, considering that they really do solve the possession problem that I think a lot of these nations are experiencing in limiting trade finance. And so that's why I really want to highlight that when you're going through all of this, I hope people can listen with the ears of, because of these previous laws that are being implemented, whether it's in the UK English law or we're looking at the other side of the world, we're really looking at how are these laws now finally able to give birth to the use of the technology.
About cross-chain value exchange, and then we'll get into NFTs and to all of that. And I actually have a whole explanation for that too. But just to sum up cross-chain value exchange, people talk about blockchain and adopting blockchain, and then they talk about which one. And then there's sort of this idea of like, what does it mean for there to be, I think there's 26,000 blockchains. What does it mean to be able to choose one chain over the other? All of them have a bunch of different technical specs. All of them have a bunch of teams behind them. All of them have a bunch of holders behind them. Why use any specific blockchain? We start getting into cross-chain value exchange. So for the majority of blockchains that are going to persist out there, a means of interoperability between each other is almost required for them to be for any blockchain to reach its maximum saturation in that regard. And what I mean by that is each blockchain is going to have a specific type of activity that it can facilitate, and people will go to those blockchains to facilitate that activity. But being able to have access to other blockchains from that chain, whether it's through bridges or other technology, you can maximize the total amount of users for a particular type of application that facilitates some sort of activity, or you can extend liquidity between chains, allowing there to have access to value or access to capital you otherwise wouldn't have. And having easy access across chain to services and assets that can be moved between chains can only benefit essentially every chain involved. The biggest thing is each chain individually will facilitate a very specific type of activity. Usually the example I like to give is with XCC, we talk about global trade finance. And what does that mean? And this could be automated derivative contracts, this could be commodities, this could be whatever, some level of trade finance activity. And let's say you may have Forex activity, like foreign exchange on XRP, and people are exchanging foreign exchange currencies on XRP. Well, if I wanted to tap into sort of Forex liquidity, being able to have access to XRP for that level of activity would be great. And if somebody on XRP wants to have access to derivatives, they're having access to the XCC network via XRP would also allow them access to service and access to liquidity they otherwise wouldn't be able to have access to. And that just expands the total amount of engagement between all parties, between all chains.